Welcome back to the Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video from Abba and Preach. This is going to be a big trigger warning, just to give everybody a heads up right now. It's a really sad story of custody battle and how the system is just so messed up that allows this kind of stuff to happen. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And let's get to this disgusting chow. It's chow time.
To do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
All right. If you're unaware, Eli Hart is a 6-year-old boy who was in the middle of a complicated custody battle. And in the process of the dad trying to get full custody, the child was returned to his mom. 10 days later, the kid was dead.
Well, court documents show Thaler had only recently...
If you guys didn't catch that, the kid passed. Well, he couldn't say it, and I don't really want to say it on my channel either, but the kid passed.
gotten her son back. For more than a year, Dakota County Social Services had custody of Eli. But despite even their concerns, including about Thaler's mental health, he was returned to her. Jennifer Hoff is digging into how exactly that happened.
Julie, it may boil down to two things here. Officials reported that they didn't have concerns for Eli's physical well-being while in his mother's care, and his father had recently filed for custody. But in order for that to move forward, experts tell us the county case to protect that little boy had to be closed first.
Hulissa Thaler is charged with killing her son, Eli Hart, last week, but documents show she'd been filing abuse reports against Eli's father, Tori, since 2016 when she was pregnant. He's never been criminally charged, and Thaler at one point admitted her mental health issues cause her to accuse Hart of things that he doesn't do.
I can't even tell you how many times we expressed our concerns, our fears.
Hart's fiance says he recently filed for custody of Eli. That was a little over a year after court records showed Dakota County took the boy into custody. Documents also show Thaler was hospitalized then and was hearing voices telling her to kill herself. While Eli was in foster care, social workers continued to document red.
Why the hell is the kid in foster care? That's one. He has a loving father that wants full custody. During this incident, why did the kid not go to the father instead of going to foster care? I don't understand this.
Flags about Thaler, including that she stopped seeing her therapist, had unstable housing, and was charged for stealing drugs. Despite that, social services and a court guardian recently recommended a judge give her full custody, which in turn allowed officials to close the protection case and for Eli's father to fight for custody in family court.
On May 10th, they returned custody and closed the county case in Dakota County. And 10 days later, we got the news that Eli was found dead.
While there are still a lot of questions, experts say child protection cases take precedence over any other kind of case in the state, from a divorce to a name change.
Minnesota law says is that the juvenile protection matter needs to go forward and be resolved first before those other types of cases that may involve the child. The goals, too, of the child protection system are really different than the goals of family court.
Also tonight, I reached out to Dakota County Social Services.
Did you guys hear that? The goal of child protective system is a different goal than the family court. Isn't the goal the safety and the well-being of the children?
Is asking several questions about Eli's case, and a spokesperson said due to privacy laws, quote, we cannot comment further. While that court guardian with the state also did not answer my questions, only saying our deepest sympathies go out to family, friends, and all of our communities impacted by this loss.
You know, when people do some bullshit and then afterwards be like, our sympathies and deepest condolences, I was just like, part of me is just like, fuck you.
Yeah, same. That's how exactly how I feel about
a proper job. Our sympathies and condolences. Get the fuck out of here. Some of you might be watching and be like, oh, this is the issue. You know, we always give custody to the mom or things like that. It's complicated.
I agree it's complicated, but I disagree that it is an issue, but that the custody goes to the mom. There is no reason for her to get custody with all of that issues. Mental health issues, no stable housing, and is on drugs, but yet she still got the child. If there was a man in the same boat, there's no way he's getting that child. So yes, it is a gender issue.
Fortunately, the way the law is set up over there, it seems as though In order for the dad to get full custody, there's a lot he has to go through. And this is a failing in the system more than it is anything else.
It's both. It's both.
Is there a gender bias involved? Maybe. It's just crazy to think that somebody has known drug problems, no stable housing, mental health issues, schizophrenia, and everyone's just like, well, the law's the law, we're going to give this kid. It's like...
Exactly. So to me, it is part of the gender issue that mothers get custody, like almost no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's for the betterment of the child or not.
What? The one time where you need child protective services and all these organizations to actually function and do their goddamn job, you find out they don't do their job.
What did you say? The time that you need what?
Child protective services.
Who? Child protective service. You had one child. What you have to do is in your name. And protect the child. That's the name of your shit. Child protective services. That's what you had to do.
But you understand how broken the system is.
Bro.
The child is in... He's under a child protective order because his living situation is unsafe and untenable.
They're looking at the
in order for the parent who can provide safety and well-being to the child to be able to get full custody, they have to close the child protective order to send the kid back to the dangerous environment so that the person who can protect them can now file to actually get... You know how crazy that is?
Yes, it is crazy, but it's because the mother had full custody or whatever custody percentage she had off the bat, which shouldn't have happened. It should have been 50-50 custody, like, you know, quite a few other states have started to move to, and then he could have fought there, and then he would still at least have his child half the time, instead of sending him straight to a death sentence.
Wait,
you know how crazy that is?
The more you repeat it, the more you get pissed off, right?
This is like...
It's crazy, isn't it? Child protective. The more I say it, the more I'm like, what?
You know what I keep picturing?
What?
I keep picturing a kid on a slide, and he's just going, wee, and like the child protector push him off the slide, and at the bottom there's just Satan's mouth being like, come on home, nigga.
Yeah,
just,
that's pretty much it.
That's the darkness.
The first witness to take the stand at trial, Eli.
I gotta say, condolences to the father. The man is gonna be a mess for I don't even know how long. Like, god damn.
Eli Hart's father, Torrey Hart, told the jury about the 6-year-old and the special daddy-son bond they shared. Torrey testified, quote, everyone loved him. Everybody knew who he was at his Mound Elementary School. He detailed a genetic health disorder that had left Eli with flat feet and in need of hearing aids, but was otherwise a normal, energetic little guy who loved fishing and wolfing down a giant plate of meatballs at his favorite pizza joint. Quote, he was everything to me.
Man, it makes me
completed
sad
my
seeing
life.
his pictures, man.
He just loved spending time with me. I loved spending time with him. Torrey Hart also acknowledged there was an open and ongoing court custody dispute with Eli's mother, Julissa Thaler, when Eli was killed. Torrey wanted full custody. During the prosecution's opening statement, Britta Rapp told the jury of 8 men and 7 women that Thaler killed the boy, shooting him 9 times in close proximity with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Nine fucking times in close range with a 12-gauge shotgun. I'm not going to say anything else after that.
I didn't want to say that detail, but yeah, she grabbed a shotty and blew him open and then threw him in the trunk. It's actually really dark. I left that detail out, but I guess they said it, so you know.
Ms. Thaler, you have a right to speak this morning if you'd like. You don't have any obligation to speak, but if you'd like to choose to speak, now is the time to do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
Oh my God.
That was shocking.
No remorse. No
That
remorse.
was shocking. I did not expect that. Hold up. Let me just listen.
She's gonna get it.
Let me listen. Well, she already got life in prison.
Huh?
She deserves life. She
She has it?
deserves the death
Okay,
penalty,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Hold on,
To the
listen.
truth.
Innocent.
I'm not saying-
Fuck you all. You're garbage. That's all, Your Honor.
So, you see her lawyer's face? Her lawyer's just like, what?
She went. Her own lawyer went.
I don't think.
All right. Yeah, don't know if that's appropriate here.
Sorry, I told you what somebody else can.
What I would say is,
She don't understand. She doesn't understand.
I told you what no one else can. But, okay. As fucked up as this is somebody who appears to be schizophrenic, who's off their meds. But that's crazy.
But yet
Mental
still
health.
got the
A
child.
lot of things.
Mental health.
Broken system. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's a mental health problem. I think it's a broken system problem. There's plenty of people with fine mental health who end up doing bad things to their kids and would have done the same.
Fair.
So, if you had a proper system that works in place, it would have taken care of the mental health thing.
Fair.
So, to me, it's a system issue. There's always going to be people with mental health issues.
Sure.
And if they don't have the help that they need, or the system is in place to protect the child from the person with these mental health issues that they're not treating themselves or whatever it might be, then it's a system problem. That's a system problem.
That.
I agree, but the system is biased towards women and biased against men. This is a big issue about the system. Yes, the system is fucked up, but within the system itself, there's biases within the system.
Man.
That's the time where you say stuff like, systemically, these things are broken.
The dad, man. Shit.
I feel bad for the dad too.
So yeah, there's a tragic story, but I just wanted to showcase it because I just thought it was so absurd that a parent with so many red flags can get custody of their child, and it just makes you think like, if this was a dad with these kinds of issues, do you honestly think they would have got custody?
Fuck no, he
I don't
wouldn't
know.
have.
I
This
just-
is exactly why I believe
I mean,
it's
your
a biased
dads I
gender
know
issue.
who've had to fight for custody for their kids have to have such good records
The shit that they have
to
to
get
prove.
full custody.
The shit that they have to prove.
And I understand why there's a bias towards the moms. Like, I understand it to some degree. But when you see a case like this with so many red flags, the system doesn't account for that part. I'm like, I don't know. That's just crazy to me. That's crazy. And the people working at child services who let this kid go, they're complicit in this. You essentially took a kid, put it into a car with a drunk driver who's high off everything possible, and then watched them burn and die. And don't think, like, that blood ain't on your hands? Maybe, you know what? Let me take that back. Maybe these people really wanted to fight this order. Maybe systemically they just didn't have the legal ability to do so.
I can agree with
Maybe
him
for
on
them
this.
this is heartbreaking as well. I have no idea.
Because I've been in a corporate job once, and the things that you kind of have to do to get things going might not be the most moral or whatever it is, and it kind of makes sense that, yeah, you want to get certain things going, you kind of have to go by the law and how you have to do it, even if you don't want to do it. So I can agree with him on that, but I still feel like it's a bit on their hands still.
Like, you can't just hold a child in your custody because you want to. Like, if the law says what it is, they have to follow that. So maybe it's just that fucking broken, but it's a tragic thing. I think in these kinds of moments, you think of who you want to blame. But at the end of the day, I just think, as unsexy as his answer is, this is a systemic problem. So, that's
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree.
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
How's that, chow? I don't even really want to talk much after that. It was a pretty devastating video for me, just because I just recently lost my mom, and the idea of you blowing your child up with 12 shots to the chest is just sickening. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. It's Chow Time.